We have successfully installed the OpenStack environment and validated the internal to external and external to internal connectivity. Now let's take a look and get familiar with the Horizon console. The Horizon console is installed on the controller, and using it the user interacts with the OpenStack environment, creates virtual machine, creates routers, creates networks. So let's go through each and every step. And this is our test virtual machine installation, but let's switch to a live environment. We have a live working OpenStack commercial cloud called dosweg.cloud, and that is built on very high-end bare metal machines and provides uh, users the ability to create virtual machines themselves and interact with the Horizon console. We have changed the logo, which we can explain later how to change the logo, etc. But uh, the starting screen is the overview screen where we get an overview of the number of instances used, the vCPUs, and similar information for our entire environment. Then the next, and also before that is the API access. So OpenStack provides APIs for compute, for networking, for Keystone, which is the authentication and authorization component. And these APIs can be exposed to external users, but before that you have to enable HTTPS, otherwise the tokens can get leaked. So in later session we'll explain how to enable HTTPS on our all our APIs, the ones which we are going to expose. Moving over, then we have the instances. So we can take a look at the instances which are there, what internal IP, what external floating IP is assigned to it. Next section is the images. Images are the pre-built OS templates from which the instances are created. So we have around 20 images available, and you can try dosvec.cloud on your own also. There is a trial account available for 14 days, and you can get access to the Horizon console also from that. You can sign up on dosvec.cloud, get the API access credentials from the API tab, and connect to horizon.dosvet.cloud to take a look and try out OpenStack yourself. Next section is the key pairs. Key pairs are SSH keys, public keys, which are injected into the instance one when the instance is created, and that's how you basically connect to the instance using SSH. All the images have a default username. For example, the CentOS images have a default CentOS user, and the Ubuntu images have a default Ubuntu user. And similarly, for other images, also a default user is available. Once you SSH into the instance using the default user, you can sudo su minus to gain root privileges and change the password, etc. Server groups, you can create groups for your servers. If you have a lot of servers, then you can, uh, for your instances, you can create groups, for example, database servers and web application servers, similar to that. Volumes gives a listing of all the block storage volumes which are attached to the instances and connected them, and gives a snapshot of which particular VM it is connected to and other necessary details. Snapshots, you can create snapshots of the volumes and they will appear here. Similarly, groups and group snapshots. There are other areas, container infra, you can create clusters and cluster templates. Networking, you can take a look at the networking topology. So here, for example, we have a public network and then we have two internal networks connected to the public network. You can see it in a graph view also. Networks lists out all the networks which are defined. And remember, we have a project tab and admin tab. So project tab, we are looking at all the details from a project perspective. But switching over to admin, similar more details are available in the admin tab, and admin is only available to the admin user. You can take a look at the overview, which gives a listing by account type, user level, what all storage is used, what memory, what vCPU usage is there. In the compute, you can take a look at the hypervisors. So we have two hypervisors and the details about the hypervisors. You can create host aggregates that will not go deep into. And instances from an admin tab, you get more details about the instances and you have more functionality available to act upon the instances from admin perspective. Flavors are nothing but definitions of the VM type where we define the number of vCPUs, memory, root disk, ephemeral disk, swap disk, RxTX factor, etc. So the base installation comes with the default flavors, but you can delete those flavors and create flavors according to your own requirements. Images are similar to the project area. Here it's the admin area, and here you have more functionality available to create images and set their visibility, etc. Volumes from admin perspective, much more detail and much more capability is available to the admin. In the system tab is very useful. Here you can set the defaults for your projects. For example, the amount of hard disks which can be used, the number of maximum vCPUs which can be allocated to a project. Then we have volume quotas and network quotas also. System information gives a snapshot of your working of your environment. Services, it shows all the APIs available. Compute services, it gives a status of whether it is enabled, any of the compute services enabled, or whether it is up or down. And in block storage, you can take a look at your block storage services on which nodes they are there. Also, network agent is crucial because that ensures that the connectivity is there to the VMs and from the VMs to the outside internet. Identity is only available to the admin users, but if you switch to a domain level, every project will have its own users and groups capability, and there will be a domain admin. In later session, we'll explain how to convert Horizon and OpenStack environment into a domain level system where you can allocate a domain to a user and make him the admin and let him manage the users, groups, and projects within that domain. Projects gives a listing of the projects and users are available. You can do certain operations on the users. Then groups are there as well as roles. There are some predefined roles and additional roles you can create as needed. And application credentials provides the credentials for the application. So as you can see, this is a live system where we have user created virtual machines running, multiple virtual machines running, and people are interacting with the system. So later on, we will be explaining various operations in terms of this live system only. So on your own, you can sign up on dosware.cloud and get an account there, and you can practice out creating virtual machines, creating routers, creating networks, etc. from there. Thank you.